welcome to the channel. I'm Boris and you're watching What's Up Hotshot. Have you been thinking about quitting your job to get into hotshot trucking because it is some easy money? Well then, stay tuned for this next episode of What's Up Hotshot because this one's for you. Okay guys, welcome back. If you've been thinking hotshot trucking is easy money, you don't have to do very much work and you can make a lot, well, you're not right, because it's a lot of work, but you can also make a lot of money, and you just got to be willing to put in a lot of work a lot long hours. I've just been out on the road for 4 weeks now, and yeah, I thought I'd give you guys a little overview of my last 2 weeks on the road. I'm in Reno, Nevada right now on my 34-hour restart. I've been super busy, haven't really had the time to make videos, but I ran out of hours, so I'm stuck here now on my restart. So yeah, 2 weeks ago I was also in Nevada and I picked up a load, 2 loads actually, but pretty small ones to fill up the front of my trailer, and they were going down to Florida and to Virginia. So one pickup, but two drop-offs. And I was really hoping to get another load to go along with it, but I picked it up on a Thursday, and yeah, there wasn't enough time on Thursday really after that to find something else. And then Friday was my only day, and that's when I was leaving Nevada going into Arizona, and I don't really think there's a lot of loads out there, but anyway, I ended up just taking those 2 loads down. Drove all weekend. But it's just kind of nice if you can drive all weekend and not have to worry about finding loads or anything, and you can put in some good mileage, about 650, 700 miles a day if you keep at it. So on I think it was Monday, maybe Tuesday. I think it was Monday. I dropped off that load. Yeah, it was on Monday. I dropped off that load in Florida. Then on Tuesday, I went up to Virginia and dropped off a load there. It was in Norfolk, and I thought it was going to be a good area because there's a big harbor there, and I was seeing lots of freight ships and trains and semi trucks and everything. So I figured, oh, I'm gonna get a load out of there after I dropped it off. It was probably 2:30, 3 p.m. I think when I delivered my load there. So after I dropped off, I left the shipper there and parked somewhere, got on the load board, started looking, couldn't find anything that day. So I went to a truck stop, parked there, spent the night there. Next morning, got up early, started looking for loads again. Couldn't find anything until about 2:30 or so, 3 o'clock maybe. And it was an okay load. It wasn't the greatest, but I'd been looking all day, so I figured I'd take it anyway. It was going down to Texas, and it was at the harbor actually. They asked me if I had a twig cart, which I don't yet. I actually signed up to get it, and then it snowed like a foot that day. I got a foot of snow, and I just couldn't make it to my appointment on time. The roads were crazy and was super slow going, but anyway, they said they would have somebody escort me to be able to get it at the harbor there. So I was like, okay, that works. So I drove down there, got through security and all of that. Took a little while to get in at the harbor there, and then I got there to where I was supposed to pick it up, and they were like, the load isn't here, let me check and see what's going on. So that took a while, and I had to call the broker, and then they called the shipper, and we were back and forth on the phone, and eventually they figured out that the load went on a different truck the day before. So I couldn't take it, and I had to leave again. They did end up paying me $200 for a truck order not used, but now it was like 5 o'clock, and no chance of me finding a load again. And at this point it was Thursday, so Oh no, that was Wednesday, so the next day was Thursday. Got up early again, started looking for loads, and I was like, well, if I can't find anything by 12 o'clock, I'm gonna head up to New Jersey, because I was seeing a lot of good loads coming out of New Jersey. Like it's like a night and day difference compared to where I was in Virginia. And yeah, by 12 o'clock still didn't have anything, so I drove up to New Jersey, and then I was actually able to book a load out of there that evening still, and another one later on that came from a different broker but was gonna come from the same shipper, so it's gonna work out perfectly. They were gonna take up my whole trailer. It was three different crates basically, and yeah, it was gonna take up all my space. One was going to Colorado and the other two were going to California, so it was gonna take me back to the West Coast. This is where I wanted to go, so I was like, okay, perfect. So drove down there on Friday morning, and I got there and they loaded the Colorado partial onto my trailer, and they were like, we're not sure we can give you the California one. And I was like, why can't you not give me that? And they're like, well, we booked an exclusive load for this, or exclusive shipment or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't supposed to go with any other loads, but the broker never told me that. And also what I found out from looking at the bill of lading is that that second shipment that was going to California was household goods. They were graded household goods, and I'm sure that the broker knew that, and they didn't tell me that either. And you guys probably know that it's a different category. That's whole different licensing and everything in order to be able to transport household goods. So like, I'm not even licensed for it, so I couldn't take that load even if I had wanted to. And then there was the other issue that it was an exclusive shipment, so they wouldn't give it to me anyway. It was really sucked, because that was those loads together were paying pretty good. And yeah, anyway, I could only take the Colorado one, and that's how it goes. Sometimes you know, goes really well. Other times, you know, you get stuff like this and loads get cancelled. And but I picked up that Colorado load. It was really tall. I'll see if I can put a picture in here. It was 9 foot tall and 9 foot wide, or 9 foot long too, and 8 foot wide or so. And it had to be tarped, so that was a lot of work. That took probably an hour to try and get the tarp on there. Those tarps are really heavy, and then you gotta tie everything down real good. That's the bungees. So yeah, that took a long time, because I was on the phone with the broker and they were real jerks about it. I don't know, they were saying like I will never do business with this broker again. That was absolutely ridiculous. But they were basically blaming it on me, that it was my fault that I was picking up another shipment there too. Like somehow way, like I was supposed to know that it was an exclusive shipment and that it was household goods. Like, it makes no sense. They were real jerks, and they were saying it was my fault. Well, that is ridiculous. But anyway, I got it all strapped down, got a tarp put on, and I left the yard, and then just found the closest parking spot and got on my computer and started looking for other loads, because now it was Friday, and like I would have to go to Colorado regardless if I found something or not. So it's either I was not really gonna make any money of it, or I was gonna try and find another load. So that's what I did, and I actually found another partial to go visit that was also going to Colorado, and I called up the broker. It was a new broker that I hadn't been set up with yet or anything, but they were nice, and they actually told me that I could pick it up after hours, because it was another 100-mile drive or so from where I was at, and I think it was close to 3 o'clock or so, and then I would have had to drive through Philadelphia. There was a lot of traffic, so I wasn't gonna make it in time there. It was a used piece of farm equipment, and it was actually where I was picking it up, the guy lived there out on the farm, so it wasn't a big deal to pick it up after hours, so that worked out really well. Both of those loads were only about 2 hours from each other to drop them off in Colorado, and that got me up to a good rate again, at least for going to Colorado. And then as soon as I booked that, I still kept looking on the load board for a little bit, and I found another parcel that was going to California and didn't really pay very much, but was supposed to be only 4 foot wide and like 2,000 pounds. So I figured might as well pick it up, you know, because there was no chance otherwise I was gonna fill the space that I still had available on my trailer. So I did end up picking that up too, and that was with a broker I had done business with before, and they actually let me pick it up Saturday morning. This was awesome. So I got to pick that piece of farm equipment up that evening on Friday, and then Saturday morning I picked up that other load that I'd have to go kind of out of my way, 100 miles or so, but at that point I had a fully loaded trailer. I'll see if I can put a picture up here again of the loads I had, and I was able to drive over the weekend again, and I think I got to Colorado on Tuesday, dropped off my first load, or actually I dropped off both of those loads on Tuesday, and then I started looking for loads again after I dropped those off. I found another load that was probably only 20 miles or so from where I dropped off the second load, and I was able to pick that one up the next morning, first thing in the morning. The only problem with that load was it had to be delivered before the end of the day on Thursday in California. So it was a bit of a push to get it there on time. I really had to hustle on that one. So I got up at 6 a.m. and as soon as the shipper was open, I picked it up there and got out of there. And then I drove through Wyoming and I picked up another load in Wyoming, so I had a fully loaded trailer again. And actually 2 of those loads are still on the trailer, so I might as well show you guys. So here we are. This the one that's sitting on the front right now. That's the one I picked up in Wyoming. They told me it was supposed to be 6 foot long, and this is only like I think it's only like 4 foot. So it's actually not taking up as much space as they told me, and it's paying pretty good. This is paying like $1 a mile just for this little parcel here. So the case was kind of falling apart. I had to take the back off, but it's pretty sturdy now. I'll put some extra nails in there. I actually had to do some work to make this work, but it all worked out. Then I had another load sitting in the middle that I had dropped off already. That's the one I picked up in Colorado, so that one's gone. I was able to drop it off just in time on Thursday, and then this is the load that supposedly was only going to take up 4 foot of space because they were going to load it sideways, is what they told me. Well, as you can see, it's only like 4 foot wide, but it is 9 foot long, so I don't know how they were going to load it sideways. Then it would be an oversized load, so that obviously, the trailer is 8.5 wide, so that wasn't going to work. But yeah, this is the one that came from New Jersey, or Pennsylvania actually, and that's going to California as well. But after I dropped off that other load I had on here, I ran out of hours, so I had to take my 34-hour restart today. And yeah, this is where we're at, taking today off, and I can actually drop this one off tomorrow on Saturday, so that's pretty cool. And then the other one here, unfortunately I do have to wait till Monday to drop that off. But I was on the load boards today, and I already found another load to pick up that is only 20 miles or so, I think, from where I'm dropping this off on Monday morning. So that is pretty cool, and that is actually taking me back to Washington State, really close to where I live, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, that really worked out that I was on the way back at least able to fill up the whole trailer with 3 different loads, all the way there, or all the way back here. But on the way out, I definitely didn't make as much. But yeah, that's how it goes, you know. There's good days and there's bad days, and you definitely really got the hustle to try and make it work. And yeah, it's not easy. You got to work hard. You got to put in a lot of hours. But if you're willing to do it, willing to do all the work, you can make some good money too. I probably grossed 10,000 for this month, so that's pretty good. Now keep in mind that, you know, half of that is as expenses, or almost half of that is expenses. Just fuel, maintenance, my commercial insurance, $1 million policy, $100,000 cargo insurance. All of that isn't cheap, but yeah, in the end, I think it's worth it, you know. But you gotta be willing to put in the work. You gotta be willing to be away from home for a long time. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to going back home. So after these loads get dropped off, I'll be able to do that. And I need to change the oil on my truck and do a few things on this. So yeah, looking forward to that. But just wanted to give you guys kind of a realistic overview of what 2 weeks on the road look like, and you know, the days that were hard where I couldn't find a load and just sat there for 2 days, and loads that got cancelled, and then other times where it worked out really well and I was, you know, able to pick up loads and deliver them after hours or on Saturday. So that's how it goes in Hotshot trucking. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.